I have a problem. I started this new world about a week ago, and I've been grinding away at it, but I've run into a bit of a bottleneck. See, I didn't really have a plan for what I wanted my starter base to look like, but I knew I wanted to get a few basic farms up and running as soon as possible. So I dug this big hole in the ground, did some quick and dirty redstone, and we're in production. That's where the issue started. With all the supplies coming in, I didn't have the space to store it all, and I ended up just making a wall of chests with a basic item sorter out back. The next day, I found out that one of the other members of my realm had AFK'd overnight, and I came back to this. Several full double chests of sugarcane. Now, that by itself isn't an issue. The problem is storage. See, I'm using a 1 block wide tileable item sorter, and when one of the hoppers fills up, it breaks all of the other filters. So I got to thinking, and I decided to build a system for sorting and storing all of my farm drops. I want something expandable, somewhat modular, and with a good aesthetic. So I'm building a warehouse. Let's get started. Now I live in a desert, as you can see. There isn't a whole lot of premium landscaping out here, but what there is a lot of is sand. Yeah. We're gonna start off by clearing out the area where we want the warehouse to go, and then we'll gather up the resources for the project. And that's that all done. The next step is to go collect a bunch of wood from the forest over that way, and we're gonna go get some gravel so that we can make a decent amount of concrete, and while we're at it we might drop by the mesa over there so that we can get some more terracotta. You know, one of these days it is gonna get easier to make concrete. It's not today. You know, I always thought this stuff looked kind of like Neapolitan ice cream, with, you know, the 3 different layers and whatnot. Alright. So in order to make this system, it's actually going to be relatively simple. So basically, these are the components that you're going to need. Right? You're going to need 7 of a solid block, not glass. Glass won't work, but a solid block. 3 hoppers, 3 redstone dust, 2 observers, 2 redstone comparators. The cactus is not necessary. A redstone repeater, a torch, a chest, a dropper. You can also use a dispenser, but there are some things that you want them to drop as an item. For instance, if you're trying to sort out like arrows or anything like that, a dropper is preferable. And a sticky piston. So let's go ahead and make one of these. Right, so we want to start off with these guys, and basically it's a 2-part system that we're going to be using. So if you put the dropper down, you're going to want to have one of these guys that goes into it. Right, that'll feed from the top, and on top of that you're going to have a chest. Okay, out the back you want a comparator. You can have a comparator. You're going to have down here a sticky piston, and on top of that you will have one of these. Right, let's use a temp block, in this case the sand, and you want one of these. Okay, so two observers out the back. What this will do is that anytime something gets dropped into this, it will automatically dispense. Right? So, now let's do the sorting system. I'm going to go ahead and grab some sand for this, and hopefully the nighttime won't affect it too badly. So, essentially we have right now, anything in this chest will get shot out the bottom. Right? So if we take sand, that'll all go in and shoot out the bottom. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to want another hopper going in here, and we're going to want, let's go over one, we're going to want another hopper on top facing that way, and you can get rid of these blocks. Right? Go in here. Alright. Now, the next thing that we're going to need out of this, we're going to want to put a block and a comparator. Okay? And then out the back we want... You know what, I'm just going to grab some stone blocks for this. No, I don't want those. That'll get confusing. Perfect. There we go. Alright. Alright. So, out the back, we're going to want to put a handful of blocks. So 1, 2, that one, and then we're going to want one that is down a block. And we can get rid of this guy. And then we're going to want, let's see here, one of these here, one of them here, and that ought to do it as far as blocks go. Now, on this side of the block, you want to put a torch, On this one, you want to put your repeater facing that away, and then on top, you want to put 3 redstone dust, right? You have your 2, 3. That will serve as an item filter for anything in here, right? So we have, and this is technically stackable. It's the same system that I have down at the bottom. Now in this, you want to have items, right? So you have 1, 2, 3, and then you want to have 41 in this space here, okay? And then the item that you want to sort. So what this will do is that this will only do cactus now. This will only accept cactus. So if I put more cactus in, it'll get filtered down. What we're going to do is we're going to have a water stream going across the top, and then anytime that a cactus goes over, it'll get sucked down, but everything else will go across the top. So pretty simple item filter. And the way that works, see, cactus will go in, it'll stop at 1, and it all gets spat out the bottom. So let's take a look at that in a larger scale. I've already built out, I want to say 4 of these over here. Oops, please don't kill me. No. All right, I have slept. Come here. Come here. There we go. All right, that should handle that. So I've already built out 4 of these. You can see that system is right there. All right. Now, to get those into storage, you're going to need a system like this. Now, I have, I believe, 7 rows or 7 columns of double chests with space to clear out the top one here. And that's a bit extreme, right? But you do need it for some things. For instance, the sugar cane. If this fills up, you're going to want extra space, and then obviously the space here. Now I'm going with a system on the storage that it doesn't empty out each chest into the chest below it, so you will have to go in and check each individual chest if if this fills up. But the basic idea is you have a water stream that goes over the top, and then it goes towards the back. And the reason I did it this way is so that the chests up front would fill up first, right? So you have easy access to everything right up front rather than going out back. And I just prefer that. You can also start it on this side, in which case you can just do the water stream out. But the basic concept here is that you have the water going out, you have an ice block and a sign, and then the water going back in. And that's easy enough to do. It's just a glass tube on top of a glass tube. Now, let's take a look at how we want to get things into this, and that's going to be a water stream going around the top. Now, I can just show you that over here. Let's see. Go. So the stream up top is easy enough. It's just going to be a big loop. And the reason you want it to be a loop is because you need it to be recyclable. So if things are moving too fast, if there's too many items in the system, you want them to go around back and have the chance to go around it again. So this just recirculates. So going over the first one, we'll see that this one filters melons, this one filters pumpkins, and the way these are set up is that they're 4 blocks apart. So you will always have the space for another one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is one after. Right, so you will always have enough room here in order to fit all of your signs, right? Now, on the end, obviously, this is a bit weird. So water flows 8 blocks, but you can technically stop it whenever. So anytime that something goes over here, it will go around and around and around and around, and if it's not something that we have filtered, at the moment, it will just eventually despawn. So we're able to currently filter pumpkins, melon slices over there, this is sugarcane, and this one I believe is chicken. Yeah, raw chicken. But you'll see I've just built that up 4 times here. Now, the main reason that we did this not tileable, whoops. There we go. Main reason we did this not tileable is that the way that this works is that when this has things in it, it sends out a signal. If this fills up here, then it will break this entire system. That signal, because they're next to each other, the redstone will put an input over here, and this one will start emptying out these blocks, because it reads as more than it needs. So having them separate like this means that even if this fills up, it's not going to drop all of this other stuff out of here, right? So this is a more stable system to my way of thinking. You'll see the pumpkin will go over here, melons go over there, and there they go, right down to storage. So that's how we have that all set up. Now, the next thing that we're going to want to do is to figure out how to get the items up into that stream. Now, you could just have them build your farms up there. What I've done is that all of my farms go into these tubes over here to a, obviously a soul sand, and create a soul sand elevator that goes up to the top and they just drop in. Simple stuff. Now, the reason I like this system, though, is that it's modular. So you can take this and extend it out as many blocks as you want. There really isn't a limit. Oh, crap.